Good morning, brothers and sisters. Hope all of you are well and you're keeping safe. As we look around at what's happening in the world, the difficulties, the trials, the struggles that so many people have, including Christians, sometimes we wonder, is this just random chance? Now, that's what the Darwinists would tell us, that it's all just random chance and a part of being a part of this world. Or, especially in the case of Christians, is there a much deeper purpose for these things? And I think as we go to Scripture, we find out, yes, there is a very deep and important purpose to all of these things. In Psalms chapter 66, beginning in verse 8, "O bless our God, you peoples, and make the voice of his praise to be heard. He who keeps our soul among the living, and does not allow our feet to be moved. For you, O God, have proved us. You have refined us as silver is refined." Now, the refining process can really be a difficult thing. You take silver, you melt it down, and you separate the impurities for it. But let's think about that a minute. When you take the impurities away, you make the silver more pure. So instead of looking at trials and difficulties as God is angry with us, perhaps we should look at it as God's trying to make us better. God's really trying to improve us. And I think that's exactly what James meant in chapter 1, beginning in verse 2. "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, so that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." See, this is God's goal for us. Sometimes this is why we have the trials and the struggles, because God is trying to help us improve. God is trying to perfect us. God is trying to make us better people here on earth, to glorify and honor him. Paul rejoiced in his trials. Joseph found consolation and good in his trials. Job mightily struggled in his trials, but then he realized that God had never gone anywhere. God had not abandoned him. God had not forsaken him. And so, yes, we're going to have trials. Being a Christian is not going to insulate us from those, because we live in a world that has been made imperfect by the mar of sin. But perhaps we should look at those trials a little differently than maybe we have in the past. Instead of being angry, instead of crying out, "Why me?" instead of lashing out at others, just maybe we should look at those, at God attempting to refine us, at God seeking to make us just a little bit better than we were before. And when we look at those trials through those glasses, if you will, that helps us better endure, because we know God's working with us. God's trying to help us to be who and what He wants us to be. So today, my wish for you is that God will continue to bless, protect, and keep you in the shadow of His wing.